Country View Acres is a YouTube channel owned by a married couple named Rebecca and Evan. Rebecca is a registered nurse and Evan is an industrial technician. They've always dreamt of building a home in the countryside and turning it into a homestead. It took them 3 years to get a hold of their finances and finally pay off their debts. Before moving into the country, they lived in a small town nearby, and after paying off their debts, they started saving money to buy a piece of property big enough to have their dream home, as well as some extra space to raise cattle and grow their food. Along with that, they also started looking for properties too. They finally found their dream property with about 41 acres of land and a 3.5 acre pond. It was abandoned for the past 5 years and most of the buildings on the property were destroyed and there were trash everywhere. They knew that they could renovate this and they could make it work. They knew it was perfect for them and they could bid on it. That property was everything they were looking for and more. It's located in Indiana and at a comfortable distance from their workplaces. But there was a lot of delay during the process of actually buying the property. They almost gave up on it, but they did not, and they seem to be very happy about that decision now. The bank gave them a loan of 80% on the land value, and unfortunately all the members of the previous owners had rights to that property. But soon they were tracked down and the issue was dealt with. And after waiting 7 long months, the property was finally in their name. It's interesting to know that after they purchased the property, they realized it was owned by Evan's great-great-grandfather back in the time. His grandmother seemed to recognize the property. They did some research and it was confirmed that his great-great-grandfather was one of the previous owners and he owned the property for 18 years. Due to some financial issues though, the bank takes control of the house and resold it to others. They were thrilled to get to know that, especially his grandmother. They felt like they were destined to get the house back after 78 years. It was their dream to live in a log house for a very long time and thought that it was the right time to bring it into reality. They designed the house and hired help to get the work done. It only took 6 months for the house to be finally done with all the works, including electrical work, plumbing work, and flooring. And that's when the family finally moved out of town and moved into their dream house. Finally, all their efforts and patience had paid off. The main reason why they moved into the countryside was to build a homestead. They wanted to get away from the city hassle and live in a serene area. They wanted the freedom and peace that living in the countryside offers them. And they wanted to be self-sufficient, which is to grow their own food. They've always loved the idea of living in the countryside and they were finally able to do it. And now that their home was built, they focused on the homestead. And they wanted to build a garden and raise livestock and cattle. It's called a bank barn as it's built to the side of an embankment. The lower level has livestock and hay is stored in the upper level. The couple also loves hunting, fishing, and shooting among many other things. They even have their own shooting range. As of now, they have a herd of 6 goats and 4 of them are Nigerian dwarf goats. Dwarf goats are dairy goats. The other 2 are fainting goats, and they are meat goats. They have several chickens from different breeds. They have 2 Australian shepherds named Sydney and Scout. They are the troublemakers of the house as they are young, but Evan and Rebecca love them. They also have 5 cats, and 3 of them live in the barn, and these cats make sure that there are no mice in the surroundings. They grow their own bale to feed their livestock. They also raise pigs and goats. Evan and Rebecca are also looking forward to owning more livestock and cattle. They joined YouTube in 2011. Since then, they've posted around 650 plus videos and have 90,000 plus subscribers. They were previously known as Small Town 442 and then changed their names to Country View Acres. They also sell their own merchandise. As of now, they sell caps, t-shirts, and hoodies. They're also looking forward to adding more options in the near future with different design options. They have a small audience on Instagram too, and they share pictures about their property, livestock, and cattle there too. Even though they're working, they find time to take care of the homestead and also to share their journey on YouTube. They find their progress regarding the homestead on their YouTube channel along with different tips and tricks they learned around the way. Their hard work and patience brought them to the top where they are now, and it's so heartwarming to see them go through their struggles and finally build their dream home. If you like watching content about living in the countryside, definitely check out Country View Acres. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. See you in the next video.